So if there are things that you want that are different than what you've got, you have to tune yourself differently. And the best way we know to tune yourself to something differently is to talk about what you want and why you want it. When you talk about what you want and how you'll get it and when it will come and where it will come from and who will bring it, it usually causes you to get into a more resistant place. But when you talk about what you want and why you want it, usually you can step back far enough to get into the essence of what you're reaching for, and with far less effort than it takes you to learn how to play Quicken on your computer. Far less effort than any computer game or program. You can tune yourself, if you care about how you feel, into vibrational alignment with who you are. But these things you must understand first. You must first understand that the source within you, the source that is you, is pure positive energy. In other words, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, feeling good, liquid love. And when you tune yourself to something other than that, then you're out on the raw and ragged edge. Some call it the leading edge, others call it the bleeding edge. You're out there where you are vibrationally so far apart from who you really are. And this is the thing we so want you to hear. If you get this, we'll speak it clearly and slowly and again until you have a very good opportunity to get it if you want to get it. We want you to understand why you feel what you feel. We want you to understand what your emotions mean to you. We want you to understand that you are the creator of your own reality, and that life has caused you to expand into new places that if you don't go, you don't feel good. In other words, when life causes you to ask for something that you're not currently living, the source within you follows that rocket of desire and literally becomes the vibrational equivalent of what you are asking for. And many of you who are looking for manifestation say, well, that's not really a big deal to us because we can't pay the rent with vibration. And we say, you could if you'd flow with it long enough that you'd let it manifest into something tangible. But what happens so often is, even though you're on the track because you're feeling hopeful, and even though you're on the track and things are lined up ready to be yielded to you, if you are insisting on the manifestation first before you believe it, then you keep looking and not finding it, and then in the not finding it you find vibrational alignment with the absence of it, and you cannot find vibrational alignment with the absence of something and get the presence of it. Law of attraction does not allow it. You must find vibrational alignment with what you want. Now many say easier said than done, and we don't disagree with that. We know that when you've been beating the drum, you learned it from your mother, you observe it in your environment, you talk about it with each other. Your own life experience gives you the evidence. It's such an interesting thing. You say, I believe this because it is. And we say, it is because you believe it. And you say, no, it was before I even knew about it, and when I gave my attention to it, it was already there, and of course I believed it. I've been collecting the facts and the evidence of life for a long time. I've been a truth seeker, and I see the evidence. I see true things all around me. And we say, yes, you do. But what you are seeing as you are looking at all of these true things, you are seeing the evidence of the way someone flowed energy. Because whatever you give your attention to long enough becomes a reality. And so if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would not be so interested in finding and quoting and stating and repeating the truth of things while we understand why you might want to, because there are so many things that are true that you don't want to live, and there are so many things that are true that you do want to live. And there are so many things that are true that you do not want to support and add power to. And there are so many things that are true that you do want to support and add power to. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, the criteria for that which we give our attention to would not be the truth of it. It would be the feeling of it. Because when you reach for the feeling of it, you will find which things you give your attention to that are absent of the source within you. And you will find which things you give your attention to that are full of the source within you. When you look at the face of a child and you feel that love flowing through you so much that you can barely keep yourself from sweeping the child up in your arms and absorbing them into your being, that means you are a vibrational match, a perfect vibrational match to the source within you. You are one and the same. There is no separation between you and you. You are up to speed with the fullness of who you are, and you are flooding the power of that source energy all over the environment in which you are focused. But if you are giving your attention to the truth of something and it causes you to double over in discomfort as you want to close your eyes from it, as you feel the fear that washes through you, or the sorrow or the sadness or the anger or the despair or the depression, as you feel that negative emotion within you, as you give your attention to it, that is your indicator that you, while you have the free will to give your attention to whatever you choose, it is right that it is that way. You have chosen something so separate from that which the source within you looks at, that you have effected a temporary separation between you and you. Not to worry though, because when you croak, that separation will cease. In other words, when you withdraw your attention from this time-space reality and you re-emerge into non-physical, who you really are will be the dominance of your vibration, and you will again regain the fullness of who you are. We come forth because you've asked us to, and we don't think you should have to wait until you croak to really be who you are. We think that you should be able to be source energy and send a part of that energy into this body, and that in this body, in this personality, you should be able to sift and sort and know what you don't want and know what you do want, and that you should build, as you are building a vibrational escrow, you are expanding as that source energy being, expanding all day, every day. And the source, who remains non-physically focused, rides your rocket of desire and holds to that vibration, never again turning attention to where you've been that made you want it, but only giving undivided attention to the expanded part of you.